Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing look at Hearts of Iron 3's Black Ice 10.41. Yes, that's sort of important in that there are two minor updates since this, fixing some bugs and things, of course. So, yes. Now, if you remember from previous episodes recently, we didn't do so well at a parachute invasion of Malta. And we are working on getting the bulk of the Kriegsmarine into the Mediterranean. Now, I want to address one thing, a comment. Niagara commented about seeing I'll max these out. And I think these actually numbers are higher, but this is the highest number it will display, and that he has trouble with his. Well, basically, you've seen me do everything regarding these if you've watched all of the episodes to see what I've done to get that level of resources. Yes, there are for sure, stuff going on. Very rarely do I move the clock, but, reorganizing headquarters and all that kind of stuff that I will often do off camera. But basically every economic decision, factory building thing, you've seen. So why there is so much of this? Well, it's because we've conquered Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, Belgium, France, Poland, Yugoslavia, Greece, I think. Obviously we did, but I think we got, but I don't know how much went to Italy versus Germany. And so we conquered their reserves, and that's what brings all that up to such a high level. So, yeah, and I'm playing just on standard difficulty, so I don't know what difficulties you were playing on. Now, that's one issue. The other issue is the Africa Corps, and I should have done this before. It was just I mostly been playing this live on stream. This is not a live episode. Four, 5. Now this is a is triggered only event by a decision, and yes, I just cheated it in. The conditions for the decision, I just looked them up before starting this episode, needs to be 39 or later. Italy needs to control Tripoli and not, I think, and they gave the hexes, I didn't look it up, or the hexes, but the provinces, I think, and not control Benghazi. Now, is this cheating? Well, in a sense, yes, because I manually fired it, but is this historical? Well, we can take a quick look at the history behind it. Mussolini jumps into World War II at about the time it's clear that France is losing the war. Okay. And I think, I'm almost sure that Mussolini, because it's Mussolini's decision, I do believe, well, I don't know how much of the Fascist Grand Council and whatnot he ran it by beforehand, but probably did just to get consensus and support for it. So I would be shocked if he didn't. Now he may have said, we're going to do this, and watch their reactions, as opposed to, oh, please, sir, can I do this? I'm nothing he asked or anything like that. But I don't think there was any serious objection to it. And I would say Mussolini is aware, because he is aware of Italy's, status for being able to go to war, realizes that Italy is not prepared for a world war or a major war. But he thinks France is about ready to collapse, and he thinks there's going to be a a Versailles kind of treaty kind of thing in reverse, in which France and Britain and any other, status power, whatever they may be, the exiled government of the Netherlands and whatever, I know the king of the Belgians didn't get out, um, but in the Norwegians, whatever it is, and they sort of have a big conference and divvy things up. And the war is going to be over, and he wants to get in before it's over. Boy, was he wrong, obviously. Britain did not surrender. Britain did not join in to anything. Now, Italy very early on marches in almost Napoleonic type fashion. Yes, they did have some trucks and whatnot, but in here, and I think it was Mersa Maruth or somewhere, they set up a big, but somewhere along in here, sort of fortified position. Maybe it's back over here, but near the border here. And Britain comes in with a much smaller force, attacks the fortified position rapidly, effectively, because it's sort of spread out, and basically captures it all. Destroys, captures the units. And then the battles continue in North Africa. Things aren't going so well, so, what is the lesson of World War II? Like the clapping? I don't know. But what is the lesson of World War II? If you're losing one war, what do? Start a new one. Or if you can't win, maybe it should be, if you can't win one war, start a new one. Does that works? Okay. Can't win a war, start a new one. Japan can't win the war in China, decides to take on the Western powers in the United States. Or the European powers in the United States. That may be the best way to say it. Germany can't win the war against Britain because, hey, it's an island and they don't have much of a navy and the Air Force can't quite dominate the air. So what do? We start a new one and invade the Soviet Union. If this one we can't win, we'll do a new one. Well, if Italy can't win the war in North Africa, what is it going to do? Start a new one and invade Greece. Now, in the invasion of Greece, from a map position, it's a good idea because you have territory over here in Albania. You've got primarily it's just roads. These little islands, the Dioclesis or whatever. I don't know. Over here, there's also it, but those islands are so minor. They contribute nothing really to the overall perspective. There's air bases, there's naval bases, there's some, troops here. But, okay, you've got to get through Greek waters. This is sort of far away. So securing Greece allows you to, send stuff from ships over to here. And then, if they're not already built, and I don't know what the state of the railroads, if there were any I don't even know if there were any railroads. I don't think there were railroads from Albania into Greece. Could have been. I just don't think. Always watch my language carefully. I do. So listen to it carefully. This is not an I know. This is I think. And obviously you could, start building railroads from Albania into Greece. But even without them, you can bring, supplies down here through the Corinth Canal, which is right through here, and into Athens. And then from there, you have Crete. Supply it via sea, supply it via air, put air bases here. And now you have air bases just north, this is north, but you can see it's almost double the distance. And now I know this map isn't that accurate. They've exaggerated some of the distances here and other things, and it's not that accurate, but still, you get the point. It's a long ways, and I think it may be even more than double the distance from Crete down to North Africa. So, yeah, this is useful, but it's not, overly useful for determining what's going on here. Where here, you're here. Whether Italy is really prepared to, especially since it's afraid to lose its Navy in battle. So, yeah, you get air bases here. Air bases help you control the seas, which is what is supplying um, British advances. Because Britain, they are not effectively, at least, supplying their advances on Tripoli from Alexandria or some such place. They, overland. The British eventually get some sort of railroad and some sort of pipeline here locally, but there's the Via Balboa, which is not quite what we think of as a highway or autobahn or autoroute or autostrada or whatever, but it is sort of a one lane each way modern paved road that goes all the way along. I don't know how close to the border it is, but definitely from Tobruk all the way up to, at least Tripoli, probably a little beyond in each direction. So it goes all the way along. It's sort of overseen by Balboa. So it's his road. And that really helps things in here. But there is not a significant railway network along here. I'm not saying there's no railroads in Tripoli and Cyrenaica at this time, but they're definitely not all connected up. So trucking supplies as you're approaching when Romulus, because the British are, I don't know, somewhere in here. When Romulus landed, initial troops are landed in Tripoli and with orders to just try to defend Tripoli. But and this happens before invasion of Greece happens before, but it's like, yeah, you can, if you lose your air bases here in Tobruk and you have some sort of, whether air base is way back here or just some, field refueling places, up, minor airstrips, shall we say. Having stuff up here, you're now able to air dominate this a lot more. You're able to deal with a lot more cutting down supplies moving. Yeah, you can just see it. So on the map it looks good, but obviously it doesn't work out so well. So the Germans are sort of like, yeah, you clean that up. And then two things happen. One, the sort of getting into the Axis wasn't necessarily at the time clear intention of joining all wars. Because we can look at Bulgaria, who never goes to the war with the Soviet Union. They do go to war with sort of the Western powers, but they don't join the Great Crusade against the Slavs, because that's Boris and the Slavs. Yeah, so they don't want to fight the Russians. And I'm using those terms as opposed to Soviets and whatnot. So Yugoslavia, they go neutral. They don't switch sides, but this worries Hitler. And then Britain's landing of troops and units and equipment in Greece that in many ways should have been used in North Africa. And you remember, this is, the Italians do not occupy this over here. This is still Vichy French. It is the Germans who occupy it after, Vichy France collapses with the Allied invasion. And then, obviously Italian troops show up there, but more German occupied by that point. The British troops sent to Greece might have been able to been the final push to get North Africa. I say all this might because we obviously don't know what's going to happen in combat, and two, I don't know how well, if you got, you get units up here, you load all the units on board ships, or you start driving them across the desert, and you get up here and you go, oh yeah, we just got off the ships, guys, whether here or, back here or wherever. Oh, good. Yeah. Where's your ammo? Oh, well, it's coming in the next ship. Oh, and where's the ship full of our ammo that we, the guys that are already there? Oh, well, we decided to load these troops in, tanks and trucks in these ships instead of your ammo. Well, if you want us to attack, we need ammo. We have ammo to defend ourselves, but if you want us to attack, we need ammo. So you can see the shipping or trucking, because they're doing both, to the best of my knowledge. They're doing both, but they're definitely relying significantly on ships, getting stuff forward. And that's why the harbors here are sort of the main. And there are some smallish harbors. They aren't quite terribly big, but you can bring in a ship and get off some supplies at some rate. It's normally from up here, it's a situation of how fast can you unload ships? Do you have cranes and whatnot? And can you dock 3 or 4 ships at once, or can you just bring one ship, because it's sort of like a fishing boat harbor? Can you bring one ship into the harbor and have it floating out there and have smaller boats come up next to it, fishing boats or something, 20, 30 foot boats or something, and lower supplies in it, and then they take the stuff ashore? You can see how, rate of supply transfer can vary, and some of these should not be a port scale on this map, some of the stuff along here, but they definitely do exist. Little fishing villages or whatever you want to call them that are something of a supply point. And so do you bring ammo or do you bring more men and equipment? And if you have enough shipping and you can unload it all, yeah, you can do both. I don't quite know at any one moment, and particularly at the time, for the troops that were sent to Greece, a lot of them were either units sort of training up back here or units preparing to go to the front at some point that were diverted up to here. Now, Churchill thought it was politically important to come to Greece's aid, no matter what the outcome was going to be, whether it was going to be another Thessalonica or Salonika front kind of thing, in which was a big sort of super Gallipoli, if you will, because obviously of Gallipoli over here. There was another sort of Greek front in World War One. Was it just going to be this sort of, we're holding in the mountains, and Bulgaria is sort of mostly neutral, and Yugoslavia is neutral, and it's just us, holding the Italians back? Or is it going to be German sledgehammer coming in and crushing? But either way, that's why the British do work very hard to evacuate their troops and what Greek troops and equipment they can once that happens. So that's what happens. And then, obviously, things are continuing to progress, and it looks like Mussolini's about ready to lose North Africa. So then they send Rommel in, who's being promoted up from divisional commander to corps commander. Right. Okay, so that's the historical story in a nutshell. I know that went sort of longish, but it's still the short story of why that was there. Now, I'm not remembering who at the moment, but there were definitely German relatively high command types, not just some guy sitting in a foxhole that happened to be German, but relatively high command types that definitely wanted to secure the Mediterranean. And obviously, in this playthrough and on most of my playthroughs, I want to secure the Mediterranean. So, whether the Africa Corps is formed in Tripoli as a defensive measure for Mussolini's empire here, or formed, because in essence, it's sort of formed almost in the Balkans and then shipped down. But, whether it's formed there and shipped over here, either way, if you as a player playing your high command, strategic command element of Hearts of Iron, I think you can determine, and I think it's reasonably historically appropriate, and we're going to pay for it here, so this isn't, I didn't cheat in free units or something like that. You didn't see my air quotes, but yeah. something that would have been something like the Deutsches Afrika Korps. Now, would it have been? Did this not happen right? Did I click the wrong one? I may have to go back and reload if this isn't. I clicked the wrong one here. Oh man, I should have. Yep, somehow I clicked to the wrong one. Okay. Well, your screen's gonna go black. It won't go too long. Well, let me just let this see if there's going to be a clock. It should be almost instantaneous though. I think I clicked the wrong one. Okay. Yes. We're going to quit. Again, like I say, your screen's going to go black. Don't worry about that. Always restart. Always restart. Don't do that resign and try to reload it. That never works well. I don't know if it ever did or if it's their finest hour / mod thing, but you never want to use it. And yeah, I know it's still black, but I'm still here. We should be getting on here soon. There we are. Okay. Let's load this thing I made just before. Okay. T 91145. Enter. Delete. Ooh. Hold on, I may have maybe firing the wrong one. This may be the AI only one. Hold on. Let me read the code here. Have they changed this or no? Yes. Supplies, right. Okay. And choices of duration. Italy gets this event. not seeing this. Okay. That's what I suspect it should be. Option Germany. Looks like they're no longer giving out the. Well, let's see. Copy. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Okay. Okay, here, I think I hit the right one. What? It's been a long time since I played this, and this is what it is. Okay, so they'll get the supplies and whatnot in Tripoli, but we're sending troops. But now we should have. There we are, Africa Corps. There we go. And then we get our Africa Corps. Now I'm going to reload this just because I've tagged in and out and I don't want to crash things. So sorry for all this bit of a upset here. I try not to do this too much to you. But I don't want to quite honestly go through and explain all of what I just did over again in another episode, and I don't really want to take all the time to edit it. I'm sorry. Now, on that topic, while we're waiting, yes, you have a black screen. Yes, things are coming back. On editing, a few of my friends really think I ought to edit these things more down. And I guess the biggest reason I don't is time. It's the amount of time it would take me to edit these videos down. A little bit of it is learning better editing skills. And I have a friend, Eric, who would happily teach me. So that really learning is just, again, goes to time more than anything else. And that if I were to take, I don't know, a 40-minute episode and try to get it down to the 20 minutes that are good, yeah. No. And I've thought about doing it. It would be a good idea maybe to do it to see if it does get enough more views and edited episode. Okay, so now we have the Deutsches Afrika Corps with Rommel in charge. Again, we've paid for this. We didn't get this for free. This is why I don't. Some games, I feel, I don't want to cheat because of various reasons. Because I'm not trying to cheat here. And then we also have a liner and some ships that are Italian, but Germany gets to control to move stuff around the Mediterranean. Now, okay. I like this. They can't all go in the Italian ships. We're going to strategically move these guys this way. We're going to move these guys. Now they're getting a lot of air support here, as we can see, so hopefully they'll make it, but I didn't want to risk moving it right by Malta right now. Yeah, and I don't, you know, if you're going to pursue, no, you should be going back. Let's rebase you back to here. You're damaged up enough. Now, okay. Well, we can no longer move this. We've reached the range maximum. Not sure whether it's the landing craft or the destroyers. We don't have any of those torpedo boats or smaller vessels that limiting too much. But what we can do, because there is unlimited rebasing range, we'll rebase here. Let's look at the path. Oh, lovely. You decide to take the path along here. Well, okay. Yep, we're going to hope that Raider can get the fleet through. Being flied from there, from Mogadishu, basically. Looks like they're getting enough supplies. That was another thing I was a little worried about. I maybe should have rebased them to Athens or something. I would have gone back in and loaded the save game. Okay, how's our liners doing? Oh, they're in action now. Okay, well, hopefully air support. See them through, okay. Undo the pause. Now, I'm not sure what is happening with Iran, and twice now it has flipped, and I have not noticed an event that flipped it. To the Allies, or whether it was just purely reloading it in. You followed somebody that was rebasing you. You don't need to keep going out there. Oh. Well, these guys are going at 16 miles an hour. I think mostly limited by those landing craft. There would have been a max speed, yeah, 26. Good reason to leave these behind for this long, including the transport. No, 17, yeah, okay, that's operational range, speed, and just rely upon the vessels import. Oh, we've got high popularity back. Well, good, we're being popular. I think we're gonna do the cooldown. Ben air bases, yeah, I guess so. Okay, what? Okay, a bunch of flying boats and gear came available. A lot of transports coming, but that's part of the plan. I think just some more standard infantry divisions. I'm thinking about that at the moment. Now, if we could go to 8, I'm sure I know what I would be doing. Let's try doing mixed support. Engineers, artillery. Okay. Let's remove this artillery. And we're going to throw on rocket artillery. C-78, looking there at soft attack. 78 versus this 70. So we're getting more soft attack. Now hard attack is 47, piercing is 30. Yep, more and more, and not anymore. Okay, so we're going to do some rockets. Rockets take less supply, shall we say, just sitting there, but take more supply in combat. So I often use rockets for port garrison type duties. So they don't eat as much supply on a daily basis, but once you get, yes, into combat, we'll do monumental architecture, but we're not going to do any more of that. And we have a tiny bit more. Manpower down, but supply, production, provincial. A little some more manpower down, but we'll do that. And I'm sort of hoping that some of the Royal Navy sitting there, sort of hoping some of the Royal Navy sitting over here. I don't know what this green effect is. I'm not used to seeing that. Some of it is out playing, find the submarines, but they might engage our ships. Okay, they're doing their thing. Okay, he's gone back to get repaired. Okay, battle of arrows. Yes, we'll launch them. We probably have a few more of these up here that I just have not been. I guess that's the one we just got. Who do we want to put in charge of this guy while he's just sitting here? Well, we can do like some pretty spotting. Okay, these guys have made it to here, so we're going to put you and you. Oh. Well, there's a bug. Let's make sure we didn't see any. Well, they're using an old or incorrect name for self-propelled artillery, so this isn't as effective as it could be. Oh, I even wonder if I were to move it out into its own, if it would. If someone want to let them know that their Panzer Corps or their Afrika Corps OOB has a bad self-propelled artillery unit in it, and you're going, well, why don't you do that, gamer? Yeah, I might, but I might forget. But I'm remembering now, and I'm showing it now. Let's get these guys going in that direction. Maybe we should bring down these transports. Well, they lost a destroyer escort, probably something hunting our subs. I thought about doing commerce raiding along here, but that might just draw too many units and might slow them down. So I'm just moving because they're following me. It looks, well, they're doing something, but they're not spotting that coastal submarine there was not part of my unit. Expand our shipyards. Okay. Okay. We lost 2 destroyers. The Admiral Hipper badly damaged and another destroyer badly damaged, but keep going. Okay, yes, excellent. Now that we've triggered the one event other, we'll get a radar station here. Somewhere in here. Let's save this. Go, 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 go. Well, they lost some destroyers and destroyer escorts. And the Admiral Hipper's beaten, and we lost a destroyer. Oh, more of these things. I dislike these immensely. Run on the banks. I've got to see about getting rid of these. Whatever's causing them, Well, we lost the Calm and landing craft flotilla, but they've lost more destroyers and a light cruiser. Where's the Admiral Hipper still going? But good. I lost 3 more destroyers. Warship, small warship, cruise and rudder, cruise and rudder. Cancel that. We may be able to outrun them. Like I say, maybe we should not have been bringing in the landing craft and just relied upon what we're building in theater. That would have made us a lot faster. But maybe we've outrun them. Fortunately, we're still getting good supplies from Mogadishu. They're already there. He's here. Well, I guess I can head back this way. I don't know if this will carry all the rest of these. Oh, I thought we moved. Well, maybe not. Can I only get this over here? Oh, well, I guess I didn't do that right. Loading and unloading. They had been, because remember they weren't here before. They had been over Mogadishu or somewhere repairing, or maybe even Athens. I don't know if they went to an Italian port or whatnot. If we look at this, oh, we see his trail coming out here. He's been doing all this commerce raiding, which may not be good for us because we're coming in their wake and they may be hunting in those zones. But maybe it's light enough naval forces that will just clean up. Right, well, no, you can't get on board. You can't get on board. You could. These guys, so where are Italian transports? Those are those transports. Well, yeah, you come here. That may not be the best place for you. Let's change this. Yeah, all the recent battles there. Envoy rating passive out there. Spotting advance. Well, we can spot the enemy at sea a little better. Oh no, that would be naval here. Was that air spotting? Spotting increased to 3. Yeah, I guess that's to here. I guess that's. Yeah, that's researching into 4, so I guess it was that one. Well, they've done really good, so they're going to move to here and do really good here before too many vessels show up and start hunting them. Oh, yeah, okay, these guys are still repairing. Now we have some long range submarine. Where are you going out there? Now you guys come back here and get repaired. Get fully repaired. Let's go back to standard and how are these guys doing? Okay, they're still striking out here. Okay, he's repairing a bit. Well, that's fine. Now, let's deploy these guys up here because we've shifted so much of our air power down to the Mediterranean. And yeah, there's the room there for them. we don't need a tank buster. Either we're going to have a fleet destroyer or we're going to have somebody sort of anonymous, because we don't want to take somebody away from a better possible job. There we go. And where is Coastal Command, for lack of a better term? That's what the British called it. Flieger Corps C, I thought would be around here. There it is, way up here. Okay. Again, not tank buster. There we go. And we got this guy up here, pretty big unit there. I think we can... We already have one there, that's over stressing that base. Do we do more Mediterranean base? Well, I guess so for now. We're going to keep this guy over here once he gets better organized up to raid this section or airstrike it. Oh, what's going on? We need... And we don't need that much supplies being made, so let's... get down to there. Right, well... We did lose a few destroyers, so let's build some of those back up. Now, who are we going to get to command this division here? This was Rommel's old division. Always like von Singer und Etterlin. Partially his cool long name, but there's other reasons too. I admire generals who can retreat successfully. I think that's it, so get you guys moving over to here. Rebase, yay. How is our fleet doing? Admiral Hepbur's still going. Yeah, sure thing. They tried to justify the coal thief thing recently as pointing to a TIK video where there was a game about coal thief that they made, but really TIK goes in and shows very clearly that in a practical sense there was no coal thief. It was just primarily mismanagement of railroads, either not, mostly not getting the coal from, coal mines to where they're being used, whether it's in steel factories or power plants or whatever it was, and other elements of it, of mismanaging of the railroads. Grayed out, good. And so we did lose a light cruiser, so we're going to build one of those. And just two. And 4. But what we're going to do is move these to the bottom so that these get done first, because it'll go faster. We can see February 42 instead of December 42 just to get the practicals up. March 44. Yeah. USA. We can give them supplies for money, certainly. Still waiting on 2 more. Right, November 1941. Diplomacy. I was reminded what we needed to properly do is grind up more covert ops for Iraq. Why am I coming all the way down here when I was thinking of Iraq? To reduce their I'm going to just use Baathist. Oh, this is what their Baath party here is. Whatever that is. I put it sort of national, Arab National Socialist. Well, we'll give it a little more time. I don't know what's going on with... Oh, we forgot about these guys. At least I did. Okay, well, they went out and got munched out here, but we're going to have the Navy here pretty damn soon. So they can escort this invasion here. I'm thinking because last time I invaded here, but for some reason it feels it needs to come down here to invade the port. Maybe we should just invade up to there, but we'll see once we get the Navy big time here. You're down here, you're still moving, good. IFF transponder. There we go. One and done. We're not doing much strategic, specialized, anti-aircraft ammo. Do I want to reduce my speed for more hard attack? Not at the moment. We should do amphibious unit training. It's so far behind. You sure may have fuel filled. Okay, Rommel, find well, that looks too far away. I think the Fallschirmjägers will become unattached, and we will attach the Africa Corps. Let's attach you to the Africa Corps. How is revolt risk doing here? Okay, well, fairly decent. Let's look at supplies and resources moving. Let's move him to the other side of the lake there. Well, three more military police there. That's it. Okay, well, that may be enough because we're going to puppet either of these that we, okay, we now are veteran Air Force, very good. Either of these that we have to declare war on or both. This just bothers me. Okay, we will do a couple of more military police only units. I know I said a couple, which means two, but I decided four. You know, I just deleted all this. Now I want to make more of them. So I think I'm going to make them slightly different this time. Super heavy on the artillery. Well, I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you all for making it this far in. I really do appreciate all of you guys, and I really love the people who actually comment. So please post comments below. You can just say hi. I know it might get sort of old if you're saying hi in every video, but trust me, I'd love it. So see you next time for even more, yes, more Hearts of Iron.